Now here's the fun part, which is personalising your castle cake. The first thing to do is to make sure that you have a door. So I've got some lovely golden brown sugar paste here. It's satina sugar paste, and I'm going to roll it out. Actually, that's a bit cracky. Make sure you give it a nice good knead. And roll it out quite thick, okay? We're about sort of 6 to 7 millimeters here. We want it quite thick for a nice, heavy, chunky dough. And then really just shape it however you want. I'm just having sort of like an old-fashioned dough, so almost like a house shape, and then I'm going to cut that top off, and then just, that's it, like so. And then on the back of the knife, a nice big emboss like that, okay, to show the two doors, and then either side just much lighter, pressing down just to give that nice wood plank effect. Okay, then with your offcuts, 2 little doorknobs, a little bit of glue, and we'll just stick those on. Now probably want our door round about there. It's a nice bit of glue. Now that looks quite tall to me. No, I think that's fine. And then just stick your door onto the front. Okay. Now, if you want to do the little cobbled path like I've done, I think it looks really, really effective. I've taken the same golden brown sugar paste and I've added some white to it, and then just make sure that you just don't mix it fully and you get this sort of cobbled effect, and then just some glue on this board. You probably notice we're using a really lovely bright green board. Cake Craft World sells some lovely coloured boards, and it's really clever if you're doing a novelty cake and you don't want to cover your board with icing. You can just choose one of the colours, and I think it works really well with this castle cake. You see, I'm just literally picking off different sizes and shapes of these cobbles. I'll finish that off a little bit later, but you can see the idea. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to my windows. Again, I've rolled out some sugar paste, quite thick, probably, don't know, probably about 4 to 5 millimeters. Again, it's up to you how thick you want that to be. And then you can choose which size you want your windows. I'm having sort of long, thin, gothic-y sort of looking windows. So again, the same really as the door. I'm going to have them all different sort of shapes and sizes, but I'm just cutting out rectangles really. Yeah, I'm going to have a couple of little square ones like that. And then the same thing on your castle. Just choose where you're going to have your windows. Make sure they're straight. Again, I'll finish off my windows a little bit later, but that gives you the kind of idea. Now, on to making some lovely little roses and flowers. I've made loads of roses and they're happily drying, but I'm just going to show you how to make those. I've done them out of this really, really clever little rose mould. And what I do basically is just take a little bit of sugar paste beforehand. Once you've taken it out of the wrapper the first time you use it, make sure you do put some icing sugar in it and just rub it around and then take it out, just to make sure that your sugar paste doesn't stick inside it. And then I'm just taking tiny little balls of sugar paste and pressing them inside, and then literally just pushing them out, and as you can see, making perfect tiny little roses. And really the way that this mould works is the smaller the sugar paste, the smaller the piece of sugar paste you put in, the smaller the rose. Really clever. Okay, so I've got those in all different colours. Basically, I've taken the offcuts of what I used for my tiles earlier. Another little idea for flowers is to use blossom plunger flowers. I don't know whether you've seen those before, but they're really, really clever. You can buy them in all different sizes, or you can they do them in a pack of 4, which is a really, really good little bit of kit to have in your box. I'm going to take the medium one here. I've rolled out some sugar paste, probably to about 1 to 2 millimeters. And then I'm going to press down, give it a little rub on the workboard, and then onto the workboard and just plunge. Can you see that? I plunge, and what that does is when I plunge, it makes a little hole in the middle ready for the flower middle to go in, but it also forms the flower up so that it's sort of cut. I'm now going to show you how to do the really clever vines that climb all the way up the side of the cake, and most importantly will do a great job at hiding any mistakes you've got. So if you've got some joins, like I've got some joins around here, or if you've got bits that you need to hide, then obviously the vines do that really, really well. I've got here 2 piping bags I've made up, greaseproof piping bags. Used just a tiny little bit of green food colouring in with royal icing. Try and make it quite soft green, because otherwise they seem to take over the whole of the cake. You don't want to do that. I'm going to show you a really clever little trick of how to make these vines, and more importantly the leaves, without any tubes whatsoever. So take yourself a little pair of nail scissors and then just cut the ends off one of your piping bags so that you've got just a plain piping bag. That's for your vine. And then the other one, which is going to be for your leaves, really, really clever. If you just press down the end of your piping bag, and then with these sharp scissors I'm going to do cut a really tiny little V. And then what happens is that if you turn it onto its side, and as you put the pressure on, leaves. So I'm going to do that over my cake. Obviously, first of all, I need to put my windows and everything on, and I'm going to make it look as pretty as I possibly can. As you can see, I've been busy with my vines and my windows and my doors and my flowers and my pebbly front path, and I'm finished now, nearly finished, just a few touches that I want to put onto it. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to pearl lustre spray the tops of the turrets, the tiles, because it just gives it a really magical pearlized feel and will make the special birthday girl feel very princessy. So lots and lots of shaking going on. This is a edible pearl lustre spray. And the way you use it is just short, sharp squirts all around the top of your turrets. Easy as that. You could obviously pearl lustre spray the whole of it and it would look really, really magical. But I just quite like the effect of just having it at the top. It almost looks like they're snow-capped. Okay, so that's the first little finishing touch. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put these lovely flags on the top. They're either called sandwich flags or food flags, and I've just written happy birthday. You could personalise them even more if you wanted to with the birthday girl's name. Okay, oops, they can go on the top. You can obviously make edible ones if you wanted to, but just for speed I thought I'd use those ones. I'm going to put this lovely little Claydough Princess found on Cakecraft World's website, but obviously if they've got a favourite princess, famous princess obviously, then they can put that on as well. I'm going to put her in the middle there just to make sure she looks pretty. That's it. And this is a 6-year-old little girl's birthday cake, so I've got 6 pretty sparkly pink candles, and this is a really good place to put them at the top here. Just a little tip, try not to scatter candles all around the cake, because they may look nice scattered all around the cake, but when it comes to blowing them out, they don't know where to blow, so it's really good to have them all in one place, I think, so that obviously the blow is directed in one place. That's it. And I actually think that's finished now, and I must say that if I was 6 and a little girl, I would be absolutely over the moon with that birthday cake.